Tubies, it's Lord Iceon. Well, welcome to Wednesday. It's Wiccan Wednesday. I'm outside on the street. It's a beautiful day. Look at our blue sky. It's amazing. Not a cloud anywhere. Our Sun Lord is shining down. Hail to the Sun Lord. Hail. It is so awesome to be out and about walking with you guys today. I want to give a big shout out to all of you who came out to yesterday's video, or actually it was a live show. We had messages from the spirit world. I want to say thank you to all of you who joined us for that show. If you haven't seen that, that's in the queue right before this video. It's where I take your live questions and do live psychic readings. And if you missed yesterday's show and want to get a reading, don't worry, we're going to do that again on Sunday on our Sunday night hangout. So definitely keep it here at Spirit Channel. Well, I tell you, I've been busy all morning doing private readings and business calls, and I want to say thank you to all of you who've been coming out for private readings. If you want to get on my schedule for a private psychic reading, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. You can give me a call at my office, 703-825-3929. That number will be below in the info box. Or you can just go to my website, PsychicBob.com. That link will also be below. And purchase a reading over there. So I'd love to hear from you, and we'll get you on your schedule for a private session. Well, Tubies, here I am relaxing at Shooter's, my favorite restaurant. I got me a cold Coca-Cola here and just relaxing till lunch gets here. When we get back home, we're going to talk about the magical white wand of the ancient white goddess. But until then, I thought we'd hang out. And while we're here, I'll show you some other cool stuff. I've been sitting here reading my book, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later today when we get to working on our white wand. I'll read to you his interpretation of that magical tool. But I thought I'd show you another magical tool that many of you who have been inquiring about recently. I just recently bought this. This is a little spool of embroidery thread. And I'm going to make me a new magical cord bracelet with this. So a lot of you have been saying, Psychic Bob, I want to join the Order of the Purple Cord. And, you know, one of our requirements is that all members, when they join, make a vow to harm none. You know, we honor the Wiccan Rede. And then you also promise to make a purple cord. Now, some of you make a purple cord to wear around your robes, like a cincture, a belt. Some of you made necklaces. Today I'm going to make a little wrist cord, and I thought I'd show you just a simple way to wear a wrist cord. By the way, I bought this cord yesterday. I got it at Hobby Lobby. Now you can make your wrist cords out of any type of cord. It can be paracord, it can be yarn, it can be string. I just decided recently to try using embroidery thread. I saw somebody else wearing a bracelet. They were Hindu, but they said it was made of embroidery thread. I thought, why can't our order use that as well? So I went and bought this little spool yesterday. It's only I don't know if you can see it, it's $2.80. Not bad. There's like over probably like 400 yards in this, so it's a lot. But I just unwound it here, and I thought I'd show you a real quick, simple way for those of you who are part of the order that want to wear the purple cord. Well, Tubies, we may have a delay actually on doing this bracelet today because I've never bought this brand of embroidery thread. I'm literally trying to break it. I didn't bring my scissors or a clipper to cut the thread, and the cord is so strong I literally cannot break it. It is literally like steel. I'll tell you, it's a very good brand. I don't know what brand it is. Let's see, I think there's a sticker under here. Anyways, I have to take this off and look at it. Tell you what brand it is. I'm not sure. Well, anyways. Well, I can't see the brand on this, but it says periwinkle color. So it's like a bluish purple. But anyways, this thread is so strong. I have tried breaking it and I cannot break it. So at least I tell you, once you make your cord, it won't fall off easily. So that's a good thing. Anyways, you know what? I'll see if I can get a knife. Maybe I can cut it there. What is that saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. Well, I found my knife here, so I think I can cut my thread. I would measure out about 2 feet, about 24 inches of thread. I think that's a good length to make a solid bracelet. So let's go ahead and cut this. As you can see, I've draped the cord over my wrist. And now we're just going to wrap it around a few times to make a nice solid cord. Now I've wrapped around my cord 3 times. You see how nice and thick that band is? Then I've got my 2 ends, and then we can just simply tie it off and do a magical invocation as we do it. Now I've just wrapped this around, and I did a triple knot on it. I recommend 3, and with each knot you can make a wish. Like my first wish was, for example, may this purple cord be a sign of my union with the Order of the Purple Cord. Then on the second knot I said, may this cord be a sign and blessing of the gods for protection and power. And then my third knot was, may this cord always bring me good luck. So I did a triple blessing on this bracelet by knotting, and it's an old ancient magic practice to do knot magic, or we call it cord magic and knot magic. So anyways, there you go. Now what I need to do is I've got these long ends, I'm just going to trim those off. And then I trimmed off the long ends, and I have just a tiny little tassel there. Some people like to get fancy with their cards and weave in other cords and make a little fancy tassel on the bracelet. You can do that as well. But there you go. There is a simple cord bracelet. It's been knotted with blessing, and some people like to take their cords and pass them through incense before they put them on. You can get as fancy as you want, you know, consecrated with holy water and salt and all the elements and pass it through incense. Because I'm out in public, I didn't have time to do that, so I did a quick prayer invocation, and I'm knotted and ready to go. So there you go. There's my purple cord. Oh, and just a quick word of advice. Once you open your cord so it doesn't all unravel, save your little sticker. There's the price tag, because you can use that to seal the end of your cord, and then you'll know where the end is as well. And so I've got my price tag, and I put it on the end of the cord, just press it down, and that way my spool doesn't come unwound. So anyways, I paid, as I said, $2.80 for this, and I can probably get literally hundreds of bracelets out of it. So for just a very little minimal investment, you can have wonderful cord and always be able to wear the purple cord. Well, Tubies, my lunch arrived. Look what I got today. They have their soup and sandwich special. This is a turkey and coleslaw sandwich. And look at this. Cream of potato soup. Oh, it's the best. Yum! That soup rocks. Tubies, that was a great lunch. Look, they made me a water to go in this beautiful blue cup. It's like plastic blue. It looks like cobalt glass though. I guess it's absolute vodka. I love it. I'm drinking water, by the way. You know, I've been dehydrated lately. Do you ever get so busy you forget to drink water? Well, I got dehydrated, so now I'm drinking a lot of water. Oh, our Sun Lord is high in the sky. Hail to the Sun Lord. Sun Lord, bless all my Tubies today. Thank you for your light and rays of hope and restored life. So mote it be. Bless all of us. Amen. By the way, Tubies, because it's Wiccan Wednesday, check out my shirt I'm wearing. I've got on my cool pentacle shirt. I've got on my chalice well pendant and my white cord of the White Goddess. We be styling on Wiccan Wednesday. Hail to the ancient White Goddess. Hail. Behold Our Lady and her mystical altar. Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I am back home, and we're going to continue with our White Goddess series and talking about one of the tools of magic associated with the White Goddess. One of the ancient tools of magic is the wand. And here's actually one of my wands. Many of you have seen me use this for invocations. This is a beautiful it's hand-carved wand. It's just lovely. And it feels wonderful in the hand. But the witches of old, from what I understand, did not have such fancy carved wands. Theirs were much more simple and much more of the earth. Now, the old witches of old probably had a wand more similar to this. This is literally a downed branch. You know, a lot of Wiccan books say go cut your wand from a tree. I don't believe that. I found a down branch and I've let it dry out for a few weeks. I found this a few weeks ago, but it fits in my hand nicely. And as you're out walking, you may find a stick that just talks to you. This was literally down branch. I haven't done anything to it, but it's just wonderful as a wand. By the way, let me clarify, you do not have to have a white wand to worship the white goddess. This is something that I'm offering to you because I've heard it's a tradition that if you'd like to have something sacred, a special tool for your white goddess worship, this is one tool that has been dedicated to her. So what do you need? Well, you need a stick, as I said, one that fits in your hand. Now, if you're not near the woods or can't find a stick, you can also use a dowel rod. You can go to any hardware store such as Home Depot and buy a dowel rod and have it cut to the length that you're comfortable with. Remember, with magic, feel your way through it. There's no one exact way. It's very intuitive. But this stick, for example, just feels right. It's the right weight. It sits in my hand nicely, and I just like it. Now, the other thing that you're going to need is white paint. And here is some white paint that I bought. You can buy this at the craft store. I literally paid like $1.97 for a big bottle of white paint. And then, of course, you'll need some brushes, either a sponge brush or a regular size brush. Any type of brush, though, and white paint. The other thing you'll need is like a drop cloth or newspaper to put under your wand. I actually am out of newspaper. I recycled all my newspaper. So I'm using some plastic that I had because you want to have a place for your wand to sit on to dry. So now that we've got our wand, we've got our white paint, we want to shake up our white paint, get it a good mix. And whenever you buy new paint, shake it up good because it sometimes settles out. You'll get a smoother consistency if you shake it up. And then you want to get a container to put some white paint in to hold your paint. And then basically you just pick up your wand and you start painting it. You see it, I've added the first coat here. Now some people will say, well, don't you need to remove the bark from the wand? Actually, no, unless you have an old wand where the bark is actually falling off. This is dried out and the bark is retained. Some people like to whittle down their wands and remove the bark. I prefer to keep it as natural as I can, so it's just more in tune with the natural energies. And you just add your paint. Just go down one side. Now this will probably need a few coats, but just begin. As you can see, our wand is already starting to turn white. There's the brown unpainted part and there's the white part. And as you're doing this, you want to make this a meditation to the goddess. You could think of the wand as like the offering to the goddess. It's like the male aspect. For the wand is considered many times in magic a tool of the god. So it's kind of like the complemental energy to the goddess. You bring the god energy to her as an offering through the wand. Just gently paint your wand. Just take your time. Make it a slow and reflective process, you know. As I'm painting my wand right now, I'm just thinking about the power of the goddess and, how much she's been a blessing to my life and how I'm excited to make this gift. This, in a sense, it's an offering. Think of your wand as a gift, an offering to the goddess. And think about how you might use your wand. You can invoke her with it. You can cast spells. You could cast your circle. You can, use it for divination. All sort of uses for the magic wand. As you're working on your wand, leave one end unpainted. Like I have this upper end left unpainted. That way you can hold your wand, you can turn it. See, we've painted one side. We're going to paint the other soon. You will need to probably do this in stages. Just do a coat, let it dry. And then when it's all done, then you can finish and paint the last remaining end. So we're getting a little bit of coverage here. Let's keep working on it. I stood my wand up on end so I can hold the camera. One of the techniques I use when I paint this is like a Doppel effect. Just take your brush. I recommend using a sponge brush because you can get around spaces on the wand easier, and just dab it. You can stroke it as well, but just dab it a little bit. That will help set the paint into the little crevices that you might miss if you're just brushing. See how we're doing that? Look at that. It's making a nice even white coating on our wand. And again, as I said, just take your time doing this. There's no rush. You can do this over a few days if you'd like to. Though it really won't take that long if you're in a rush. But again, try to do this in a time when you're not rushed and you actually have time to actually just reflect and meditate. As I said, I think magic tools really are most powerful when they're made as a meditation. Do you see how our wand is getting whiter and whiter? And up here at the other end, which the goddess is holding, it's unpainted. See, there's the unpainted part. So there you go. All right, how's that looking? I think actually if you can set your wand upright, like prop it up against something, you'll get it. It's easier for painting. So we've just rotated our wand. This is the back side. Okay, so here's the front side that we just painted, and we're coming around now to the back side. So we can start again, just do a brief coating. I like to do the original, just a kind of a brush down it, just to kind of set some paint to make a surface. And then we can go back and refine that if we need to. You know, take your time because you don't want to splash paint everywhere too, especially if you're working in your house. So just take your time. And again, as we're applying our paint, we want to think about the joy of our Wiccan faith and our practice, you know. Think about how much joy you have when you do spiritual work and when you do magic. Let that energy infuse your painting process. Isn't that lovely? We can just go back and doppel it. Now, as I said, you may want to do a few coatings to get really bright white, but you know, it's up to you. Some people paint their wand just a light coating and it kind of looks like a frosted branch. That's a neat idea because the white goddess is certainly a winter goddess, so you could create a frosting effect by just doing a very light coat. Or if you want a really strong white, you know, that looks wonderful at nighttime against the black sky, you could do a thicker coat. It's up to you. You know, remember, this is how you want it to be. There's not one way. Don't say, well, Psychic Bob says it has to be. No, Psychic Bob says make it from your heart. And then it will always, always be wonderful. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. We're making good progress on this. I thought it would take a little longer, but we're actually getting quite done. We might be done with this. But even if it's not finished today, that's okay, because as I said, we don't want to rush the process. And as you're doing it, you can just check the sides of your wand. You know, roll it around. Just look at it. So we're going to rotate the wand here. You see in our hand. Just rotate it and look at it. You know, see how your paint is adhering. This is looking very good. Yeah. We'll do a little more work. That other side's already starting to dry. This paint dries very quickly, by the way. And remember to keep one end unpainted so you can hold it and rotate it so you don't get paint all over yourself. And so as you go along, just, roll a little bit, do little touch-ups here and there. And, you know, you're probably going to, at some point, just want to stop and let a coat dry. Let the initial coats dry on this. And, you know, just do a spin around to see if there are any areas that you need to hit right away. It looks like we've got pretty much good coverage for the first coat. I think what we're going to do is just let this stand and dry for now. Yeah, I think it needs to dry before we do any more coats. And here's our wand. It's not done, it's still drying. I think we're going to let this sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll finish it. So we're going to do a part 2 of this video tomorrow, okay? Well, Tubies, I am so glad that you spent some time with me today on this Wiccan Wednesday. I hope today's brought you some inspiration and some insight into the purple cord charm bracelet, as well as the wand of the white goddess. So be back here tomorrow on Vlog Thursday. We're going to continue this video, and I'll show you how to finish off your wand and how to do a special consecration for it. So make sure to be here then. Well, guys, I have had the best time being here with you today and sharing about these Wiccan mysteries. Listen, help me out if you would, please. If you've enjoyed this, please show me your support. Give me thumbs up, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, post it on your Facebook. Tell people about what we do here at Spirit Channel. I'd love for you guys to be here, so make sure to be back here with us tomorrow. We're going to continue with the completion of our wand and do a consecration. You guys are best. I love all of you. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. You know we always got more coming, so tomorrow's our Vlog Thursday. We'll work on our wand, and we may go somewhere else tomorrow as well. By the way, speaking of upcoming events, make sure to be visiting my website, PsychicBob.com. The link will be below in the info box. I'd love you to go over and register for our psychic development class. Come join us, because this Saturday we're going to continue our study on how to locate missing persons and objects. Love for you to be there. So come out and join us on Saturday. We hold our class at 12 noon Eastern on Zoom. That's right. And all you do is go to my website, register over there. It'll notify me. On Saturday morning, about a half hour before the class, I'll send out a Zoom link to you, to everybody that's registered, and you can come into the classroom. You get 2 hours of Psychic Bob live, working with you one-on-one, training you in psychic development. Only $30. Where else are you going to get one of America's top psychics for that price? Nowhere that I know of. So I'm practically giving it away. Come join our class on Saturday. We would love for you to be there. Well, Tubies, it's time for Psychic Bob to cruise. I got more psychic work to do. Thank you to all of you who are calling for private readings. I look forward to being in touch with all of you. I got a little bit of a backlog, so I haven't forgotten you. I will get to you soon. So keep watching the stars, keep praying to the gods, and may you be blessed. All right, guys, Psychic Bob. Well, it's time for me to be out of here.